Someone is lying to you right now. Maybe it's a colleague who took credit for your work. Maybe it's a partner who looked you in the eye and said, "Nothing happened." Maybe it's someone you trusted with your silence, and they used it against you. You felt it, that hollow, unsettled feeling in your chest, the kind the ancient Stoics called the disturbance of the soul. But here is what Zen masters and Stoic philosophers knew that most people never learn. You don't need to accuse. You don't need to raise your voice. You don't need to beg for the truth. You only need to ask the right questions. 5 specific questions, rooted in thousands of years of philosophical wisdom, that create a mirror no liar can look away from. Stay with me, because by the end of this, you will never be disarmed by deception again. Before we reveal the 5 questions, understand this. In Stoic philosophy, the great emperor Marcus Aurelius wrote in his private journal, what we now call the Meditations, that the most dangerous person in any room is not the loudest. It is the person who has mastered what he called the hegemonikon, the ruling faculty, the calm center of the mind that observes without reacting. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius, Meditations. And in Zen Buddhism, there is a teaching that goes even deeper. The Zen masters did not fight deception with aggression. They used something far more powerful: stillness, silence, and the perfectly placed question. Because here is what every liar fears most: not accusation, not confrontation, not anger. They fear the calm person who simply asks. Because a lie is like a clay pot. Left in the sun, left in the light of clear, patient inquiry, it cracks from the inside. These 5 questions are that light. But the third question, the one that sounds the most ordinary, is the one most liars have never been able to answer. Stay with me, because the first question is deceptively gentle. Can you walk me through exactly what happened from the beginning? The first question is deceptively gentle, and that is precisely its power. When someone has fabricated a story, they have built a structure, a beginning, a middle, and an end. They rehearsed it. They believe they are prepared for you. But here is what the Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught. A lie lives only in one direction. A rehearsed deception can move forward, but it cannot move backward without stumbling. When you ask someone to walk you through exactly what happened from the beginning, you are not seeking a summary. You are creating a timeline they must inhabit again. And the cracks appear when you follow up with, "And before that, what were you doing?" A person telling the truth will pause, think naturally, and remember. A person maintaining a lie will pause, calculate, and patch. You will see it in the micro-hesitation, in the slight change of breathing, in the sudden precision about meaningless details, and the sudden vagueness about important ones. In Zen, this is known as reading the space between words. The truth lives not only in what is said, but in what is not said, and when. No man is free who is not master of himself. Epictetus. To ask this question with mastery, you must do something most people cannot. You must ask it calmly. No suspicion in your voice. No accusation in your eyes. Just open, genuine curiosity. Because your stillness is the pressure. Your calm is the force. But the second question takes something even the most prepared liar does not see coming. It doesn't ask about the past. It asks about the future. If I asked, specific person, the same question, what do you think they would say? This question creates what Zen teachers call the mirror of context. When someone is telling the truth, their answer is simple. They say what they believe the other person would say, because the truth, when witnessed by multiple people, is consistent. But when someone is deceiving you, something remarkable happens. They must now manage two stories at once, their own and the version they think you might hear from someone else. Watch what follows. A truthful person answers with confidence, even if they acknowledge differences in perspective. A person building a false narrative will do one of three things. They will immediately begin to discredit the person you mentioned. They will become vague. I'm not sure what they'd say. Or they will ask, slightly too quickly, "Why? Have you already spoken to them?" That last response, that reflexive check, is particularly revealing. It is the sound of someone quickly calculating their exposure.
What do you think I should do with what you've told me? This question is quietly profound. It shifts the burden. You are no longer the investigator. You are the listener, asking them to guide you. And in doing so, you reveal something essential about their character and their confidence in their own story. A truthful person who has shared something real with you will often answer with some version of, "I think you should do what feels right to you." Or they'll express a genuine preference or concern because they believe in what they've told you. But someone who has been constructing a deception faces a sudden, disorienting moment. You have asked them to stand behind their story as a guide for your actions. You have asked them, in essence, do you believe this yourself? Epictetus taught that every man reveals himself most clearly at the moment he is asked to take responsibility, not for his actions, but for the consequences of his words. Watch for deflection. Watch for the sudden shifting of ownership. That's really not for me to say. Or the sudden reversal of accountability. Well, I just wanted you to know. What you do with it is up to you. That rapid retreat from authority to passivity is a signature of the uncertain deceiver, because the person who has told you the truth does not mind standing in its light. The person who has offered you a fabrication quietly hopes it will simply land, and that you will carry the weight of it alone. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Ask this question with genuine openness. Make it feel like an invitation, because for the liar, it is a threshold they dread crossing. And now, the fifth question. This one is different from all the rest. It does not seek information. It offers grace. And that is precisely why it undoes deception so completely. Is there anything you wish you had said differently? This question is the most ancient of all. It is, at its heart, an act of compassion. In Zen philosophy, there is the concept of the open gate, the idea that wisdom sometimes arrives not as a sword, but as an open door. You are not cornering someone with this question. You are offering them the rarest of gifts, the opportunity to return to the truth. And here is the paradox that makes this question so powerful. The person who has told you the truth, who has been honest, even imperfectly, will often pause with something like relief at this question. They may say, "Actually, yes. I think I could have been clearer about," or, "I said it badly, but what I meant was," that willingness to refine, to revisit, to be more precise, is the fingerprint of genuine transparency. But the person who has deceived you faces an entirely different experience. This question is an invitation to confess, and the liar, who has been carefully building and maintaining a structure, experiences this as a sudden trembling of the foundation. Many will say quickly, "No, I said exactly what I meant." Notice the overcorrection, the sudden rigidity, the almost defensive certainty, when the question asked for reflection, not defense. Seneca wrote that the mark of a truly free person is the ability to look back on what they have said with neither shame nor regret, because they spoke from truth. The person enslaved to their deception cannot return to the scene of the story without anxiety. He who is brave is free. Ask this gently, slowly, with a tone that genuinely means, I am not here to punish you. I am here to understand. Because the truly wise person knows, you don't want to defeat a liar. You want to discover the truth. And sometimes, this question opens a door they have long wanted someone to open for them. Now, let us step back. Because these 5 questions are not only tools for detecting deception, they are a philosophy of engagement. What the Stoics and Zen masters understood, and what most people in modern life have forgotten, is that your greatest power in any difficult conversation is not aggression, not cleverness, and not certainty. It is equanimity. It is the disciplined stillness that allows you to hear what is truly being said. Marcus Aurelius governed an empire. He was lied to by generals, senators, and allies. He faced betrayals that would have broken lesser men. And yet his writings reveal not bitterness, but an ever-deepening clarity, because he understood the lie belongs to the liar. The truth belongs to the world. Your task is not to punish the deceptive. Your task is to see clearly, to protect your inner peace from the noise of other people's chaos, to respond from wisdom, not from wound. The 5 questions give you this, used with patience, with sincerity, and with the calm eye.